Welcome back. Let's talk some transfers, shall we? Gab Marcotti still with us. First one, Laporte going from Athletic Bilbao to Manchester City. City apparently going to pay his buyout clause, Gab.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet. I think some media in Spain might have jumped the gun a little bit. But he is somebody that City and a lot of clubs have looked at for a long time. He's somebody who, when he was 20, 21 years old, he looked like the next big thing. I think his development definitely has slowed a little bit since then. But, the athleticism, the comfort on the ball, it's all there. And City know that he's available if they want him. And obviously they have all the money that that they were going to commit to Alexis Sanchez's wages and whatnot. They do have that money available to them right now, budgeted for. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. I think they're hoping to pay less than the buyout clause, to be honest.
In theory, though, Gab, who does he come in for? Otamendi or Stones?
I think he comes in on the bench, actually. I don't think, Otamendi signed a new deal. I think they see him as somebody who longer term gives you the option to play three at the back, and who in time might replace Otamendi. But remember, to kind of get Pep's football, there's a feeling that it takes a while. And in the same way that John Stones spent a big part of his first year kind of learning the trade, as it were, under Pep Guardiola, I think that would be the plan with Laporte as well.
£60 million to sit on the bench.
Just shows you the amount of money that City have, and it actually, to me, tells me that they're not just about today. They're actually looking to not be brilliant today, but in the next 2 or 3 seasons.
I feel like you burst into song, Stevie.
No, but it is, and that's a smart move. It's a smart thing to do. He will be able to come in, and the fact that Pep seems to like to win every single thing he's in. The fact that they're in 4 competitions means he'll come in and he will play some stage, which means he's not just sitting learning by watching what's going on.
Does it make a difference?
He'll be in the middle of
Does it make a difference to John Stones mentally, who's had a shocking few weeks? Seems to be an error every game. You're bringing in this sort of player. Does that necessarily affect you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
But he better start playing better than what he has. John Stones.
John Stones on the ball is as good as anybody. To me, John Stones' problem is that I think Pep has just said to him, at no stage do I want to see you kicking the bball. I think that's the problem.
But he's not even kicking the ball at the moment. He whiffs at it.
Well, because he's always trying to pull it down. He's always trying to do the purest way through it. And sometimes it's just not on. Sometimes you just got to kick it. And he just doesn't do that. And that's never going to change, by the way, while Pep's the manager. So you can expect John Stones to be making some more mistakes.
Meanwhile, Arsene Wenger was asked about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the likelihood of him joining Arsenal, and he said it's still a long way off, Gab. How likely is it this is going to get done by the end of this window?
So this whole thing is driven by Aubameyang's people and to a lesser degree by Arsenal's director of football or head of recruitment, whatever we're going to call him, Sven Mislintat, who, of course, used to be in charge of scouting at Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund will let him go, but they're not going to be held to ransom. Equally, Arsenal don't want to go and commit enormous wages to him. I've also been told that Wenger is decidedly lukewarm on Aubameyang. Of course, he had a chance to get him back in the summer. And there's a whole other issue with him, too, is that, you can think of him as a winger, and he obviously played in the wing earlier in his career. But he's been playing center forward the last 3 years. And if you're having fun scoring a ton of goals, well, you want to keep playing there. And, of course, Arsenal already have a pretty pricey center forward in Lacazette. Not to mention Giroud, of course, is still at the Emirates as well. So then that would mean playing 2 up and Mkhitaryan in the hole. And then where do you put Ozil? So you put all these things together, and it doesn't quite make as much sense for Arsenal, perhaps, as some people would have us believe.
Meanwhile, João Mario to West Ham. What can you tell us about him, Gab?
Well, he's somebody who Inter spent a ton of money on, Portuguese international. Never quite made the grade at the San Siro. He's very athletic. and is decent on the ball. He's sort of an attacking midfielder type, covers a lot of ground, but certainly unable to crack the starting 11 with any kind of consistency, both last season when he was a novelty and this season under Spalletti.
Do you like him, Gab? Do you think he'll be a success?
No, I mean, not a knock on him. I think he needs the right team. He needs the right team. He needs the right people around him. He certainly struggled with the tactical emphasis in Serie A, and just wasn't good enough on the ball to be a difference maker. So why he would fit in differently necessarily at West Ham, you have to assume maybe David Moyes sees something. In theory, he's a versatile player, but no, this is not a move I'd be making if I were West Ham.